Well, well, well. I see you're here for the Immaculate review. So let's go and get into it. So Immaculate, starring Sydney Sweeney. Immaculate is where Sydney Sweeney stars as a nun. And she goes to become, well, technically she's not a nun at first, but she goes to become a nun at a convent in Italy. And mysterious things start to happen, creepy things start to happen. And she mysteriously ends up pregnant. So let's get into it. So I really love this movie. I think it's very good. There are a few pacing issues for me in the second act because when something happens, because there's a big thing that happens towards the end of the first act of the movie, it's like they just kind of slow down. And they kind of scared me a little bit because there is like a 5-minute scene where they pulled a bloom house and they started explaining stuff to you. And thank God it was only 5 minutes. I thought it was going to be a bloom house. It was not bad at all like that. See, that's how Bloomhouse needs to do it. If you're going to explain a lot of stuff, do it quick, 3-5 minutes. Don't spend 15 minutes of the movie doing this. Stop. Bloomhouse, no. But this movie comes from Neon, which is why it was good. And I'm just really excited that they're putting out these horror movies this year, like really good ones. Like we're getting from Neon, Cuckoo, and then from other studios we're getting like A Most Violent Nature, and hopefully this week I will be watching Late Night with the Devil. So I'm really loving that horror is kind of back, especially since Blumhouse is dropping the ball so far this year with Imaginary and Night Swim. So now I want to fully just give my thoughts really quickly. So as much as I love, as much as I love this movie, I really just think that the third act is the most powerful act. I think that that's when the best things in the movie happen, that in the first act. And I really love the first act and how it sets up everything. I really think that if you're a fan of Sydney Sweeney, you need to go see this movie. If you're a fan of horror, honestly, I think you need to go see this movie, especially considering horror has kind of been off this year. AKA Blumhouse. But yeah, overall, I just really think that my only negative from this is, like I said, pacing issues with the second act. And the third act, I'm a little iffy on, because as much as I loved it and I think it's the best act, I don't love how the movie ends, which is weird because I do. I'm very mixed bag on that. I'm hoping that I can watch it again by the end of this year. I'm not going to go out to theaters and watch it again. Got other stuff to watch. But I just think that the ending is brilliant in a way, but at the same time, it also leaves you longing for more. And those type of movies leave you like this, a very mixed bag, because you're kind of like, well, I went on this journey. I really love how it went and stuff, but like you kind of want to see how stuff plays out. So it's almost like you kind of want like an epilogue, like in Red Dead 2. But outside of that, I think I'm going to give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's very solid, very good performance from Sydney Sweeney. I think it's one of her best. I think that's one of the reasons why you should just go watch this movie alone. Even if you're not a horror movie fan, if you like Sydney Sweeney, this is definitely one of her best performances. And I really love her, like I said, in this whole movie. She steals the show for sure, which is great because she's the main character. And yeah, really think it's good. I don't think it's as scary as what people are saying, which I guess they're not really saying scary, they're saying it's shocking. It's not really that shocking. But I do like some of the twists and liberties they take, though. So go out and watch this film, support horror. Pretty good movie.